Catch up on all the live shows right here on africatechradio.com.
Imagine a future where your data has its own robot bodyguard. I mean, complete with virtual sunglasses and a snazzy uniform. Welcome to today's episode of Tony's Tech Side on Africa's foremost online radio dedicated to technology in Africa, Africa Tech Radio, podcasts, and socials. In this episode, we dive into the wild world of emerging artificial intelligence, AI technologies, and their game-changing impacts on cloud security. From AI that predicts cyber threats faster than you can say malware. Okay, to automated defenses that make hackers cry into their keyboards. We're exploring how these tech, marvels are turning cloud security into a high-tech action movie, if that's actually a thing. Today on this podcast is Chukwuka Onwubolu, an enthusiastic and high-achieving cloud engineer with expertise in Azure DevOps. He has a master's degree in applied cybersecurity from the University of Sunderland in the United Kingdom. He holds several prestigious certifications, including Microsoft Certified Azure Administrator Associate, Microsoft Certified Azure Solutions Architect Expert, and AWS SciSub certification, among others. Currently, he serves as the Group IT Infrastructure Engineer at Safety Clean in the United Kingdom, where he's responsible for overseeing the company's cloud infrastructure and ensuring optimal performance and security. His previous roles include Senior Cloud DevOps Engineer at CC Medics, Technical Lead Microsoft Azure at Tech Experts Nigeria, and Lead Infrastructure Engineer at Paramount Life Care. But it's not just all about corporate achievements. He, that's Chukwuka, is the visionary founder of Chon Cloud Tech. It's a company that's dedicated to revolutionizing how businesses operate by addressing the shortcomings of generic IT services with tailored solutions. And the company focuses on optimizing cloud infrastructure, enhancing cybersecurity, and providing strategic IT consulting to ensure that the clients receive precise solutions that are tailored to their unique needs. Welcome to the pod, this episode. Chukwuka, how are you doing today?
Yes, I'm doing great. Hello, Anthony, and thank you for having me here today. And how about you?
I am good. I'm fine. And, well, aside from cybersecurity breaches that I just finished talking about before getting on this, call, this episode, I think I'm just fine. Just about fine.
Oh,
yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the rainy season in Nigeria, and people are concerned about different things. So for those who are concerned about, their data, and those who are concerned about, the rainy season, it's just, different strokes for different folks.
That's true. That's right.
So let's begin with, evolution. How has AI tech evolved when we think of cloud security over the past few years?
Yes, thank you, Anthony. So when it comes to artificial intelligence and when it comes to cloud security basically is all about securing your cloud assets and cloud infrastructures. And before, in the past years, we normally make use of the GUIs, manual operations, clicking, monitoring, and all kind of automations that are actually used. But recently, with the emergence of AI, you can actually detect advanced threat detection response with AI that actually has the ability to detect anomalies, detect suspicious behavior across large, complex data sets, and also allows us to have quicker identifications, like having automations with intrusion detection techniques or intrusion preventions, automatic response to incidents, and so many other stuffs. So some of these AI tools have been integrated by IBM, we have Microsoft, and we have so many other cloud security initiative partnerships and integration of cloud security tools into IoTs, and also integrating them into security operations centers. So some of these technologies are actually evolving and is still growing. And I believe that in the next future, some of these tools will be very handy in use in our environment. So talking about AI, recently I had the opportunity of developing an API for network anomaly detection using machine learning. And although it's developed on a small scale, but in the future I plan to develop it where it can also detect all kind of threats, all types of anomaly. So if this anomaly is a threat or a normal traffic, so possible also using machine learning techniques, also using deep learning techniques, use of artificial intelligence and the likes. So that is how it's going to evolve, and I'm sure we'll be part of it, part of the evolution once that time has come.
Interesting times, really. If we think of the AI tech that will impact cloud security the most, right? Which one of these, latest AI technologies do you think will impact cloud security the most?
Okay, so for me, because I have worked actually hands-on with network anomaly detection, I think network anomaly is one of the top choice for anything that has to do with cloud security or cyber security. And this network anomaly can actually detect threats and also respond to these threats. This is what every company, every individual, every business are actually looking out for, to be able to secure their own businesses and secure their own assets. Another one I will also talk about is user behavior analysis. You have emotional detection, you have user behaviors can also detect to see if how the behavior is affected on different individuals, and how you can actually detect emotions, angry emotions, happy emotions, feelings. Some of these companies can also use these tools to work on their products and develop more products suited for their clients. And also at Chon Cloud Tech, we also look at some of these AI techniques and AI methodologies to be able to tailor solutions to meet our clients' needs. And lastly, I will also talk about the configuration, detection, and remediation techniques that can also be used for security and cloud computing.
Interesting choice you made. And it's good that network anomaly detection is number one on your list, because for those who are new to this conversation, network anomaly detection is how advanced algorithms and say machine learning can help to spot unexpected or detect like rogue device, or just flag suspicious activity before it becomes a threat, right? And it's not just like when it's already a threat and then you're now dealing with a threat, but before it becomes a threat. That's game changing, right?
Yes, it is.
So if we look at the potential risks, I think that there's nothing that would be implementing, even when we're integrating AI and implementing AI. What potential risk would we be dealing with when we integrate AI into cloud security frameworks?
Okay, that's a very good and important question. So as to security, number one, because I'm based in the UK, I know the UK has so many laws in regards to privacy policies. That is number one potential risk with AIs. And I'll also talk about adversarial attacks. Adversarial attacks are attacks that can look true, but they are not true. It looks hidden. So adversarial attacks are also things that are dangerous. And we also have, when it comes to machine learning, we have true positives, we have false positives and negatives. So sometimes some AI systems might flag legitimate activities as malicious, and this might lead to unnecessary disruptions, waste of resources, investigating this alert, and also AI might also fail to detect actual threats, providing a false sense of security and leaving the system viable to attack. So this is normal for every AI system, because when tuning a model, sometimes the accuracy might not be 100%. You also have room for false positives and negatives. You have model bias and data quality. Sometimes the data set that is being used to train some of these AI systems is actually different from what it's actually detecting. So sometimes might not be able to detect everything. And another possible risk is over reliance on this is actually from physical attacks or premises attacks. Some attacks can also come via users, social attacks and likes, ensuring that security tools or not all platform can actually have these capabilities. And also we have to look at the cost of running these AI tools. Recently, I worked on a model that is being used for object vision. The model can actually detect human beings and detect them just integrated the model But what I was trying to do is to shrink it down to fit into smaller devices like the IoTs, your regular cameras, your phone cameras, and the likes. So some of these things are cost effective because if it's shrinkable into a smaller device, then it's being accessible to everyone. But currently, some of these models are not something you can just run on your normal devices. You have to have a heavy compute working with high level CPUs, high level environment. So these are some of the potential risks and potential threats in AI and cloud security frameworks.
Nice. Out of curiosity, right? When we look at the space here on the continent in Africa, right, in terms of cloud security,
Okay.
which of these risks do you think pose a greater challenge or to those who are practicing on cloud security here in Africa? Which of these risks?
Yes, so because Africans are smart people and Africans are lovely people, adversarial attacks are a very, very high risk when it comes to Africans because once we have the AI detecting what it's not supposed to detect, then that is going to have a very high potential issue on the environment. So I believe adversarial attacks are something that is quite important to be looked at when it comes to Africa and working with cloud security. And also model bias and data quality, working with things like over-reliance on automations because Africans also like to make life easier for themselves. So sometimes they might want to over-rely on these automations and ignore the other factors that are also supposed to be considered when dealing with cloud security. So these are the few things that I feel that in Africa, we should always look out for to be able to mitigate all the threats and issues in an environment.
Okay, so let's get into misconceptions. What are some common misconceptions about AI in cloud security that you have encountered?
Yes, so some cons, one of which is AI can completely replace human security experts. So that's the number one con.
Okay.
Yes, so that's not possible, right? So because these human security experts, like I said, adversarial attacks and some other attacks can also come in. So these human experts are still needed when it comes to security. And another misconception is that AI is 100% accurate. So that's another misconception that everybody would like, oh, this is done by AI, it's 100% accurate. No, that's a misconception. Another misconception is AI can eliminate all security threats. That's also not possible because I made mention earlier on things like false positives, adversarial attack. These are some of the attacks you can't even see that is there. Even if you have your AI solutions, the attack is there, but you might not be able to see them. So AI cannot eliminate all security threats. And another misconception is AI operates without bias. So that's another misconception because there is a way you can use the AI and use it to your own taste. So it's not something I want to talk about, but it's part of the misconception that people think. And so those are some of the few misconceptions that I think I can remember. And there's also a difference between AI, artificial intelligence, and machine learning, right? So some people also have a misconception on those. So machine learning is all about working with the algorithms, the deep learning methodologies, supervised, unsupervised learnings, building a model, and the like. So some people also have that misconception on artificial intelligence.
Great. Now, as we wrap up here, which of the industries are currently at the forefront of adopting AI for cloud security? And what future advancements in AI would you like to see?
Okay, yes. In regards to industries adopting AI, I would say the first industry should be the fintech industry. The fintech industries, I spoke about them some days back while being hosted on TDC News Africa and also on channels. Spoke about the fintech and cloud computing and also spoke about security. So if you can have the link to that program, you can also listen to how the fintech industries are going to be the forefront of adopting some of these cloud security and cloud AI techniques. Another industry is the healthcare industry. Now we have different types of AIs that are being used for the healthcare, and Facebook recently developed a model for object detection that has what they call mask FRCNN. What it does is that you can actually use this model to scan, that you can integrate it to medical equipment, and you can actually use it to scan thermal scans for people that have cancer, or people that have all these internal scans that you can actually use it for. So you can use the model for masking. And another sector is the telecommunications sectors. That is something that we are all aware of. For example, is Samsung into their latest Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, and Google Pixel and other phone companies are also doing the same. iPhone is also talking about Apple recently talking about integrating OpenAI. So these are some of the things that are at the forefront. Then for the future advancement in AI, I see predictive security. Predictive security is something that is going to come in very soon. Enhanced anomaly detection and response. I've spoken this before, like also working on the anomaly detection APIs, predictive analysis, working on it's going to look like predicting something before it happens. So that's just what I'm talking about, predicting some of these predictive security, predictive analysis. So this is what the future advancement in AI is going to look like in cloud security, and also integrating these predictive sentinels, IDPs, intrusion detection and intrusion prevention models, and also making sure that everybody is secure. So I think those are the few things that I can remember in regards to that.
Beautiful. Now, finally, if you're already deep into the space and
yes,
with your wealth of knowledge, cloud, DevOps, share some advice to budding and upcoming cloud / DevOps engineer in the space, and those who think of coming into the space. Just share your final thoughts and as an advice to those who are still coming up in the space.
Okay, so I would advise those that are still upcoming in the space of cloud computing, cloud security, and the likes to keep learning and always develop yourself, because some of these technologies have come to stay, and some of them keep advancing every day. For example, we have OpenAI releasing some new versions of ChatGPT. Old versions becomes obsolete. So you have to always update yourself with current industry best practices. Keep learning and don't remain redundant. I'll also advise those coming into security cloud sector to always try to learn and don't look for the shortcuts. I know AI is here to help us, but you can't use AI to do some certain things. You have to learn it the manual way first before you can then integrate it into working with AIs. So I would say that cloud security is a great area to venture into. And once you are there, you explore different things in the IT world. Different industries are also looking up to you to make sure that everything is done the right way. So that's my advice for incoming engineers into the cloud.
Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. We've been speaking to Chukwuka Onwubolu, a high-achieving cloud engineer. He is the group IT infrastructure engineer at Safety Clean in the United Kingdom, and he's also the visionary founder of Chon Cloud Tech. Now, we've taken a ride through, the future of AI and cloud security, and in fact, what it feels like right now, walking through that maze. We hope that you enjoyed, learning about these digital bodyguards in quotes, and how we are all planning to outsmart cyber threats and also, cyber threat actors to ensure that our data is safer than ever. Remember that the future is bright, and the advice that you've heard from Chukwuka on this episode for up-and-coming cloud engineers, just take the advice, run with it, and continue to stay connected with us for more conversations in the tech space, cutting-edge conversations. Until next time, ensure to keep your data safe, your password strong, and your curiosity even stronger. I'll catch you on the flip side on more episodes coming, of course. every week. Thank you very much once again, Chukwuka.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you.
Thanks for listening, and don't forget to catch up on all the live shows right here on africatechradio.com.